Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Good? Oh, gosh. I don't want to do the how are you, but good morning. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to be here. As Pastor McNutt said, my name is Eileen Voltz, also known as Daniel's mom. So if you've seen a little boy with Down syndrome in this church since he's born, he is my son. And this, do you want to introduce yourself? And this is Courtney Brandt. And 2.5 years ago, we started a special needs ministry right here at Brandywine Valley. Raise your hand if you knew that. Raise your hand if you didn't know that. Okay, so that's good. You have to raise your hand for one or the other. So you either know or you don't know, but we're so glad to share a little bit with you about what's been going on, with this ministry. So the special needs ministry started. We said, hey, we would like to do this. And since that time, 2.5 years ago, we've trained 55 total people to partner with kids with special needs. So I'll use Daniel as an example. He's now in student ministries. He has people that are just kind of here with him. But we have 55 total people we've trained. And why are we here? We're just really here to spread a little bit of awareness, that's all. And have some fun and learn together today. So I'm just curious, raise your hand if you have a family member with any type of disability. Just a hand raise. Okay. All right, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you go to school and there's some kids with different things going on at your school. Okay, I just want you to know that if I walked over to the sanctuary right now and I asked, anyone that's much older that question, it didn't exist. So when I was in school, and when Courtney was in school, these kids weren't with us. They were down in another hallway in another classroom. And in the state of Delaware, it is not until 2012 or 2013 that they started including kids with disabilities in schools. Before that, separate schools. School for the deaf, school for autism, school for kids that are, intellectually handicapped and those types of things. So I love this quote from, Bible verse, not a quote, I forgot I'm at church, but from Proverbs, right? So we are here, I probably need to change it because you can't see it. All right, there we go. Iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another, and that's what we hope to do today. But first, I really want to do a getting to know you activity. You guys game? You're gonna have to participate. All right, go ahead and stand up. All right, so I'm going to show you a slide. You only have 10 seconds, and I'm a quick counter. I'm from North Jersey. I'm fast, okay? You got 10 seconds to do what this slide says. You think you can do it? I mean, you guys are the 9th to 12th graders, so I feel like I'm expecting a little more. Okay, you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, did you do what it said? Yeah. Oh, you don't speak German. Does anyone here speak German? I don't, but I did choose German on purpose. My husband took German in high school at Mount Pleasant, which is where he went. Any Green Knights here? No Green Knights? Oh, boo, are you a brand? Oh, Concord, the Raiders. But anyhow, all right, have a seat real quickly. And we only really have about 14 and a half minutes to spend together, so it's going to go kind of quick. But in the end, how did you feel in that 10 seconds? Is anyone willing to share? Yes, sir. Thank you. Confused. Okay. Anyone else have any other feelings? Panic. Yes? Tired. Well, the week after the time change, you guys are really good at participating. I'm proud of you. Anyone else want to share out? Yes, me. Started questioning your language skills. Is it English? I have seen those things in English where they rearrange it, but you can still read it. Have you guys seen that? It's pretty cool. But I think the point is we were not successful because no one did what the slide said. All right. So we're going to try this a different way. So I'm going to show you a different slide. I'm still going to give you 10 seconds, okay? And then you're going to move to the side of the room that has the picture that you like best. So go ahead and stand up. All right, you only got 10 seconds. We don't want any injuries on my watch, so we don't need, we don't have to take it that seriously. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man. Oh, it looks like M&M's is the winner chicken dinner, but I do like a good Snickers. Yeah. All right, how about this one? 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little hop in your step here, kids. 8, 9, 10. Oh, my beach people. This is Ocean City, Maryland from this summer, by the way. And the ski winter people. All right, we got one more. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Really? Huh? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we got our chip people over there, our pretzel people. All right, go ahead and have a seat, please. All right, so all we really did is make a small accommodation, right? We did it in many of you's native language. We used some pictures, but did you feel how it was more accessible? Did it feel good walking with people? When you walked with your chip people, you're like, you're my people. You're M&M people, right? All right. Guys, I was a teacher for 35 years, so if I'm gonna pull out that teacher talk voice, oh, it's okay. Now, you're not gonna do this one, but let's just do a show of hands. How many of you would pick that was easy? If you're anything, you want it to be easy or hard, what do you think? Easy. No one's gonna pick it to be hard, right? You don't go into a math test and say, I hope this is really hard. Do you? You do? Well, good for you. I'm a math teacher, so I like it. But God does tell us the hard things are what shape and grow us, right? They allow us to persevere and improve. So even though we will often choose easy, also, oh gosh, I'm on the wrong slideshow. Okay. We will choose hard. So we're actually going to do an activity. I need you to break up in your groups. So 9th grade girls, 9th grade boys, 10th grade girls, and find some space in your groups around the gym. Okay. Space.
You're going to not go forward, but the other way with your...
Which one?
So this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Thank you. All right. And you probably go down the envelope once I explain it. Like, switch yet, so yeah. All right. I mean, they could sit. All right, so we have about 7 minutes left together. Where's the freshman ladies? Oh, there they are. The freshman boys, or as Pastor McNutt says, dudes. Sophomore ladies. All right. Sophomore boys. Good. Junior girls. All right, right up front. I like it. Junior boys. Oh, there they are. I like it. And the senior boys? I see. Senior girls? All right. The senior girls are probably going to win this activity, but you never know. Who thinks their group's going to win? Anyone come? Okay. All right. So he said to use that arrow, but yeah. So we're going to do an activity. You might have done this in your life. It is called a silent birthday shuffle. So you and your group, so the no talking has to stop now, has to start now rather. Shh. Okay, so without talking, but you can use hand gestures, you and your group are gonna try and form a circle or a line, whatever you like, where your birthdays go from January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, all the way down. You can't be talking yet, because that's not cool, till December 31st. And then we're gonna see which team wins. So, you can't do it till I say go. One person from each group, come on up here. You're gonna get an envelope, And the envelope may or may not have a clue. It may or may not have a good clue. There's explicit instructions. So we need one freshman girl, one freshman boy, one sophomore boy, one sophomore girl. Come on up and grab your group's envelope. Boys climbing over chairs in here. All right. So you can't open it till I say go. We got a couple more envelopes. Who thinks they're going to win? I think, yeah, probably. They only have 3 in their group, but that's all right. All right. On your mark. The senior boys taking their time, as senior boys do. Get set. Go. You cannot talk. There's no talking. Everybody's going to do it. We're not going to stop when there's a winner, but yeah. This is scary out here. Dang. You're good? Okay. We got one group. 2 groups are good. Your group's done. Sorry. Oh, all right. The junior boys? Yeah? All right. Well, we're going to see in a minute. All right, so let's see. Oh, they're still working. You guys still working? Okay. They're doing good. You feel good? Senior boys, you guys done? Maybe. All right, so we're going to go on the honor system here. In your groups, read your birthdays down the line and see if you got it right. Go ahead. Junior girls got it? What grade are you in? Sophomore boys got it? Senior girls? I mean, with 3. Did you guys get it? What are you guys again? Sophomore girls, good job. All right. How about you fresh people? You got it too? Did you end up getting it? Senior boys? All right, have a seat. Good job, everybody, good job. So, we are going to use those envelopes with the next group, so if you could just put everything in, that would be awesome. So, we have 3 minutes left together, not a lot, but I do want to share out what did you learn, if anything, by doing this little activity? Anybody learn anything? Have any thoughts or feelings? Yes, sir. You can communicate without speaking. You guys have done a really good job. I have 2.5 minutes. That's it. Was it hard to communicate without speaking? Okay. So there are people that are nonverbal, right? Can you imagine how it would feel to not be able to do that every day? To not be able to express your wants or needs or thoughts or feelings? It would be hard, right? So just so you know, different envelopes had different clues. And in an ideal world, I would have timed you. But the freshmen had an advantage. The freshman envelopes had 2 people whose birthdays were already written on the card in the envelope. They did. And then the seniors had nothing, right? The 10th and 11th graders, you might have had a little thing, but how does it feel when somebody else is getting something you're not getting, if we're being honest? How does it feel when somebody gets an advantage over you? Bad? Unfair. Say it again? Unfair? Yeah. I mean, it's hard, right? But when it comes to kids like Daniel, I'll use him, he needs a little bit. He needs to have his name written because he can't communicate, right? Or somebody who has sensory overload when they're in here and they're afraid, right? We can support that. So we can, so we can, oh gosh, I'm just going the wrong way. Okay, so anyhow, ignore that. You're going to see that presentation in 1 minute. But we can provide supports for people based on their needs, and that's not unfair. That is leveling the playing field for them. So I encourage you to, flip how you think about it when it comes to certain people. Now, I'm going to get to where we were. Hopefully I'll know how to do this next time. If I ever am invited back, because they'll be like, she doesn't know what she's doing. But where do you come in, right? So I would say this. If you walk into a bathroom, I'm going to ask you an honest question, and somebody ahead of you did not flush the toilet, what would you likely do? Flush the toilet, but not everybody would. What do most people do? Go to another stall, right? Let somebody else deal with it. I need you guys to be toilet flushers. Now, I learned this. I was a drum major of my marching band, and I learned this are you in the marching band? Are you a drum major? Yes! All right. But I learned that in my junior year of high school, and it stays with me forever. Now, I might flush the toilet and then go to another stall. I'm going to be honest with you. But we need to look out for each other. And that's what the Bible tells us. So what do we need from you? To see things from somebody else's point of view, right? To be a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer doesn't do anything. It just reads the temperature, right? But a thermostat changes things. You guys are the hope, if you want my opinion, because you guys have family and friends that you are being exposed to who are different, and you can be the ambassadors for them, right? You seek out people, right? See if I can go the right way. Have I learned anything? I have. So this last thing is, it's a, whatever, you point your phone at it. What's that called? QR code. There you go. So, we have a need for peer buddies, for somebody. So, One Incredible Night's coming up. Daniel went last year with the support of Courtney's daughter because he just needs someone to be with him. Because if not, he's alone, and he's not the only one. We might have other students, they need a little support. It's loud, they got to go, and we need peer buddies. And it's not going to be what God has gifted every single one of you. But I guarantee he's gifted some of you with a heart, right? That's a little bit different. We all have gifts. Right? And you're being exposed to it, whether you know it or not. I'm going to end on this. When I was in 6th grade, my elementary class was in a program called Big Friends, Little Friends. And we mentored a special ed classroom in my building. And if it weren't for that, I would not have been exposed. So you flash forward to when I had my son. And God had put these things in my life so I could help him. And hopefully so I can help you see, like, you guys are really the hope. So thank you so much for listening. We're supposed to be upstairs 2 minutes ago, but does anyone have any questions? No? You guys were awesome. Thank you. Okay. You don't have to clap. All right.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning. So I hope you had fun with Eileen and doing some of those activities.
We might not be as fun.
Yeah, we're probably not going to be as fun, sorry. Oh, thank you.
We went to middle school first for that reason.
So, for those of you that don't know us, as Matthew said earlier, we're David and Nancy Cordrey, and we lead a small team that started the special needs ministry here at Brandywine a couple of years ago. And let's see here. There you go. There you go. Hey, it works. Today, we hope to share some thoughts about disabilities and how we should respond to people that have a disability. A disability is defined as a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movement, senses, or activities. Actually, I got to move that one more forward. There you go. There's the definition. Our 31-year-old daughter, Caroline, has a rare genetic disorder. She has Smith-Magenis syndrome. She's missing a little part of one of her 17th chromosomes, and it affects every cell in her body. And as a result, she faces challenges basically in all the ways that are suggested by that definition. She's intellectually disabled, has significant sensory issues, and she deals with some physical challenges as well. Some of you may know Caroline. How many of you know Caroline? Yeah, a lot of people in church know Caroline. You may think that disabilities are rare, but statistics tell us that 1 in 127 people worldwide have autism. And here in this country, 1 in 31 children have autism spectrum disorder. And I suspect you're probably more familiar with that disability than others. But perhaps even more surprising is that 1 in 4 Americans have a disability. 1 in 4. Now, remember, this includes all ages. So while many of us will not have a disability when we're young, as we age, we may actually have a disability. Maybe we won't be able to walk at some point, or we'll have trouble with our memory. So it's important to consider the fact that someday we may be the person with the disability. There are many misconceptions about people with disabilities. Most of us have a distorted view. As parents of a child with a disability, we've actually struggled with this. And today we hope to replace those misconceptions with the truth. And as we look at this subject, we hope that you'll have a better understanding of who you are in God's eyes. So what does our society value? What does our society consider valuable? Shout it out loud so people can hear. Money. What else? Power. Family.
I hope so.
That's a good thing. Fame. Successful career.
Yep.
Say it again. Comfort.
Looks.
Maybe athletic ability. Maybe like actor and actress like beauty, right? Society values those things. So what does that mean for our daughter, Caroline, who has none of those things? Does less money, less achievement, less success, less beauty mean less value? Is Caroline less valuable than a typical 31-year-old? Is she less valuable to God? Let's look at what the Bible says.
So I'm going to read from Ecclesiastes. This book's in the middle of the Bible. If you're not familiar with it, it focuses on what we strive for in our lives. What is meaningful under the sun is the verbiage that's used, which is to say, what is meaningful in this life here on earth? Ecclesiastes 2:11 in the NIV says, "Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun." So what does this mean? It means all those things we just listed, except for family. That was a good one. But all those other things are not what's meaningful. They're not what's important. Ty Matson of Saddleback Church, who has a brother with Down syndrome and who's taught on the subject of disability, puts it this way: our hearts are designed for deeper love than the approval of others. Our hearts are designed for more glory than our own success. Our hearts are designed for more riches than anything we could ever earn. So, and I can tell you, if we adopt the world system of what's valuable, there will never be enough. Fortunately, God loves us without conditions. God loves us no matter what we've done, who we are, how smart we are, whether we're winners or losers, no matter what we look like, God loves us. In fact, God is crazy about you, and I hope you take that away this morning. I hope that's something you've heard in all your years here, but I hope it's reinforced this morning. God's crazy about you. He created you. You're unique. You're one of a kind. So the truth is, our abilities have nothing to do with our value. So our disabilities have nothing to do with our value. All of us have great value in God's eyes. Matthew 10:29-31 in the Message says, "What's the price of a pet canary? Some loose change, right? And God cares what happens to it even more than you do. He pays even greater attention to you, down to the last detail, even numbering the hairs on your head. You're worth more than 1,000,000 canaries." Million's a big number. We have great worth in the eyes of the God who created us.
There's a natural tendency sometimes to feel sorry for somebody who has a special need because they may not have all of the abilities that we talked about earlier that the world values. But God created them in His image as they were meant to be. So people with disabilities don't need your pity. They don't need you to feel badly for them. They don't need you to heal them. They don't need you to fix them because they're not broken. When we adopt God's value system and understand that our abilities or disabilities, lack of abilities, are not connected to our value, then when we meet the person with the disability, we see the person first. So Caroline's disability is just one aspect of who she is. Caroline likes to be around other people and be with her friends. She likes TV. She likes YouTube. She loves cats. And Caroline feels the same things that you feel. She has hopes and dreams. She doesn't want to be left out. She's actually more like you than unlike you. She is much more than her disability. What people with disabilities need is they need our support. So how do we do that? Most of us have really good intentions. We want to be supportive of people with special needs, but we don't really know where to start. It may feel uncomfortable. We might not understand what they're saying, and we don't want to say the wrong thing. An important way to support people with disabilities or special needs is with your words. And some of us are really unaware of how important our words are, or the impact that our words have.
Jesus tells us words are important. Matthew 12:37, words are powerful. Take them seriously. Words can be your salvation. Words can be your damnation. So when we use a word like retarded or retard as a negative word to put someone down, that's hurtful to people who have a disability. And I'm here to tell you it's really hurtful to their family. And as Matthew said, we were over here for 10 years, and I heard it more than once. And people would argue with me, well, it's just part of my vocabulary. I don't mean anything by it. But you're using a word that represents significant hardship to slander people. So I want to challenge you this morning to eliminate the use of that word in that way right now, today. In fact, eliminate the use of any word from your vocabulary that's disrespectful to people who have disabilities. Because of its misuse, they actually don't use the term retarded anymore from a diagnosis standpoint. They call it intellectual disability, which is what Caroline has, one of the things. She's intellectually disabled. But let's be honest with ourselves. Words are a reflection of what we really think, what we really believe. Luke 6:45, what you say flows from what's in your heart. So instead of offending with our words, we should support people with special needs with our words. One of the ways we can do that is to put the person first in our language. Listen to the difference in these statements. You could say he is disabled, or you could say he is a person with a disability. She is a Down's kid, or you could say she is a kid with Down syndrome. He is confined to a wheelchair, or you could say he is a person who uses a wheelchair. Do you hear the difference? You could categorize people as the handicapped, or you could say those are people who have disabilities. We put the person first. The disability is only one aspect of who they are. So always when you speak, put the first person first in your language.
Another way to support people with special needs is with our time. We simply need to take the time to recognize that people with disabilities are there. We need to see them. So do you know who Jesus spent a lot of time with when he was here on earth? Maybe the most time with when you think about a group of people. Do you know who that was? Anybody have an idea? Sinners? It was people with disabilities. The New Testament is full of stories where Jesus is hanging out with people who had special needs, people with leprosy, those that were blind or unable to walk. When we encounter someone with special needs, take the time to say hello. Make eye contact with them. Treat them like you would anyone else. Get to know somebody with a special need. Give them a ride to the football game. Give them a ride to the food court. Of course, ask your parents. Ask their parents first, but include them. Hang out with them. And we know this can be uncomfortable. We are parents of a child with a disability, and it can be uncomfortable even for us. Because being around others with different types of disabilities, we don't necessarily know what some of their needs or challenges are. But I want to share with you a story from the Bible that gives us a clear picture of what it looks like to support people with disabilities. It also gives a clear picture of Jesus' reaction. So you can read along on the slide with me here. Mark 2, 1-5 says, "Several days later, Jesus returned to Capernaum, and the news of his arrival spread quickly through the town. Soon the house where he was staying was so packed with visitors that there wasn't room for one more person, not even outside the door. And he preached the word to them. 4 men arrived carrying a paralyzed man on a mat. They couldn't get to Jesus through the crowd, so they dug through the clay roof over his head, and they lowered the sick man on his mat right down in front of Jesus." Now, wouldn't you say these are some really good friends? They carried this guy on a mat to the house because they thought Jesus could help him. And we don't know all the details, but these guys understood their friend's value. They didn't just have pity on him, but they were actively supportive. And I think we all want friends like that, don't we? Right? Friends that'll stand up for us through thick and thin. They'll be there no matter what. And the story goes on. When Jesus saw how strongly they believed that he would help, Jesus said to the sick man, "Son, your sins are forgiven." So how does Jesus react to this situation? Does he view it as an intrusion, as like a major inconvenience? He was probably saying some really important things. But what does Jesus do? He sees the person first. And he says he forgives the man his sins. Because Jesus is more concerned with healing his heart than he is with the condition of his legs. And later in the story, Jesus does heal the man, and the man picks up his mat and he walks. This morning, Jesus is more concerned with the condition of your heart and the condition of my heart than with our abilities or our disabilities. People with special needs don't need your pity, they need your support. Will you be that kind of friend?
So we might agree that people with disabilities need our support, but oftentimes we think someone else will do it. We think somebody else might be better qualified than we are. And I can tell you from experience, very few people get involved and help. And some with good intentions promise that they'll help, but never do. Our daughter has lived in her own house with staff for 4 years. The first year she lived there, she had several visitors who said they really enjoyed coming and that they would come again. Only one did. And you don't need to have any special knowledge or special plans. You just need to show up. You don't need to be their best friend. Just notice them and reach out to them and include them. There are a number of ways you can get involved as in a group as well. You can get involved in a group at your school. A lot of the schools have groups that support individuals with special needs. You can invite them to go to lunch with you and your friends. You can go over and hang out with them at their house. You can also volunteer in our ministry. The Special Needs Ministry is looking to start a peer buddy program for both middle school and high school. And we'll have a QR code at the end of the final slide that you can use if you're interested in being involved. The truth is, if it hadn't been for our daughter's diagnosis, I'm not sure that Dave and I would have ever been involved with people with disabilities. But we've been introduced to so many because of Caroline. And being around them has truly been a blessing. David started coaching Special Olympics basketball close to 20 years ago. And he started because they needed help, but he stayed because he was blessed spending time with these individuals. And you might be surprised by the fact that people with disabilities often have incredible gifts. There's a lot that they can teach us. Our daughter Caroline has an amazing memory. She can remember everything, even the details, far better than most of us here. And she's wise as well. Caroline values the things that God values. Caroline values relationships. So we can stand to learn a lot from people who are different from us. Whether you're comfortable or uncomfortable around people with disabilities, I hope you'll take the opportunity to try to reach out and have a relationship with someone who's different than you, someone with special needs. And I do believe you'll both be blessed by it. This final slide has the QR code that I mentioned earlier. And I said that we were going to start this Peer Buddy program. And we're looking for students who can reach out and help others with disabilities to be included. This is not a one-on-one buddy where you're with them the entire time, but we want to have the opportunity for people Sunday mornings and at other activities to be looking out for individuals who are different and helping them to feel part of things. We'll give you all the training you need, and if you're interested, you can just click on the QR code and then our ministry will follow up in the coming weeks.
Thank you. If you don't have a phone and you're interested and you can't use the QR code, you certainly can talk to one of us or you can talk to Eileen afterward. So thank you very much for letting us come share with you this morning.